Bienvenidos, welcome to another episode of Agent Spotlight, the show. Oh, here I am spinning already. The show that brings you the best real estate agents in the state of Arizona. The show that really cares about you. How? Why? Because we know that the majority of the time you do not, give yourself the opportunity to interview agents, and this is the show that allows that to happen. My name is Carlos Estrada. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, my name is Abel Badillo here with Registrate. Like Carlos said, we bring you not only the best real estate agents, but some of the best lenders in the state of Arizona. Why is that important? Because especially in this market that's shifting, you need to make sure that you align yourself with professionals that have been in the industry for a while. Today we have two very special guests here with us in the studio. We have Sergio Rodriguez with Guaranteed Rate, and through Zoom, we have Pablo Picasso with Next Gen Real Estate. So we're gonna get to learn a little bit about them, but also they're gonna talk to us about NAHREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, so that you guys can know why this organization is important, what they do for the Hispanic and the Latino community, and why working with these agents that are aligned with this organization is going to be to your benefit. So without saying more, Sergio, how are you today?
I'm great, Abel. I'm great, Carlos. How are you?
Oh, no, I am doing phenomenal. It's a beautiful day. Part of it is, people want to know what, who you are, who Pablo is, how you guys contribute and help the community. But and I know that today we have a very special topic that's it's geared towards exactly. It's geared towards the organization that we serve and that we are very passionate about. But with a little bit, Sergio, who are you? How many years in the business, my man? And and what's your target audience, or who do you serve?
Well, I've been in the business almost 30 years. In 2025, it'll be 30 years in the business. Wow. If I count finance, it'll be 35.
So you've seen it all then. You've seen recessions, you've seen ups, you've seen downs.
When I started, we were in a recession. I just didn't know we were.
Right.
So I'm sure there was two or three recessions in there. Most of them I didn't even know were happening, right?
Well, so something that I find interesting is that a recession doesn't always mean a housing market crisis. I think what happened 15 years ago was unique because, there was a housing crisis, but since then, haven't they put in a lot of regulations to prevent something like that happening again? I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, the market's going to crash, the market's going to crash.
The sky is falling.
Right. What's your response to that?
Well, my response to that is, things shift and things change. But one thing that I've seen in almost 30 years of being in finance is people still buy homes.
Yeah.
They need homes.
Right.
And, the Great Recession was a little extreme, but those factors were different than what they are today, different than the first recession in history. So you have to really just keep a positive attitude and find the clients that need help. There's always someone that needs help. And, the way I look at it is being positive, being calm, and just looking at all the things that you can do to help someone during even a tougher time, right? Yes. It's very important.
Well, and the way that the rental market in Arizona is right now, it's crazy expensive. So if you're going to pay $1,800 for an apartment, you might as well pay that for your mortgage.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you guys jump just right into it. We forgot we have Pablo via Zoom. How you doing, Pablo?
Well, I would like to start off by saying thank you, gentlemen, for squeezing me in. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there present, but I am very grateful, blessed to be here with you guys once again. And I think this is a great opportunity. I love it when you guys talk about today's market. Top agents, top lenders, we're out there. And for us is opportunities. And we want to share those opportunities with our existing buyers and sellers because as we know, gentlemen, there's a lot of bad media out there that people don't understand, that the media is there sometimes to put not all the information or not all the correct information. So that's why they need professionals like us, title companies, lenders, realtors to inform you guys at your market, which is Arizona.
I love it that you bring that up, right? Because and I was told this, actually not too long ago, that media, their job is obviously to
get attention,
to inform, to get attention, right? Because they're looking for ratings, right? They're looking for people to engage with their what they have to say with their channel. So what engages? Bad news. Bad news engages. So definitely.
Not all the time, but the majority of it.
The majority of it. Every now and then they show puppies, and things like that. I'm just kidding. No. That's why.
No, but they do have these headlines that, if someone doesn't read it, it makes it seem like the sky is falling. But if you actually click on the article, and sometimes people don't even click, they just give it a like. Yeah. But if you click on the article, then it explains everything. But it's those headlines that are kind of freaking people out a little bit.
Absolutely. Pablo, you're a real estate agent in the state of Arizona. How long have you been doing this, brother?
So I've been doing this for over 21 years. And it's funny I say that now because one of the biggest topics that are out there, you see lenders talking about this all the time, is interest rates, right? When we first started real estate, interest rates were almost 13, 15%. And guess what? We were all still purchasing because buying a home is a necessity. It's a necessity. I heard you guys talking about earlier, if you were to do a comparison between rentals and purchase, guess what? All day long, I will encourage you to do the proper investment, especially now, huge opportunities. But I just wanted to share that because it comes with my time of experience. Keep that in mind.
Something to add to that too is if you're renting, you still have to come in with first month, last month security deposit, which, when you do the math, and in today's market, you pretty much just need to come in with your down payment and maybe a little bit of closing costs. It comes out to about the same. Right. You're still having to put all this money up front, so you might as well do it for something that's going to be yours. Right.
And being in part of the community, I know, and I want to start, talking, shifting a little gear, shifting, putting this on overdrive. Let's talk about NAHREP, right? What NAHREP is, I know we belong to an amazing organization that helps our community. It's geared to help our community to advance, right? To advance home ownership. But tell me a little bit about what NAHREP is, and I know there's some. I know what it is, but because there's a lot of agents that follow the show that listen to our to our content. How can they get involved? What can we do as a community to keep advancing home ownership?
Well, Carlos, we'll start with the mission itself. Okay. Right. So there is this is a very important time. And what we do even becomes more important, right? Okay. And the mission at the national level and our local levels is to advance sustainable home ownership through the educating and empowerment of real estate professionals, right? So why? Because then that multiplies into the community because every person has, depends on how long they've been in the business, but thousands of people that they touch, right? And no other time is it more important to touch them during tougher times. Right. Yeah. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. I helped you 5 years ago. Right. Is there anything that you need? Anything that and that's what the real estate professionals do. So, that's right at the core.
Well, and it's so important, especially because this group focuses on the Hispanic real estate market, and being in Arizona, it's even more so important because we have a larger population. Right. There's a statistic about future home buyers. Do you know what that is? I don't remember it off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 70%.
It's high, right? It's high up there.
It's really high. In 5 years, next 5 years, about 70% of first-time home buyers will be from the Hispanic community. So that's
huge because that just means that, Hispanics are through generations of being here in the U.S. are.
You know what? And that just little ties in about, and as into the listeners that are listening today, and they're like, hey, you know what? I'm not a realtor. I'm just a consumer. All this time I'm thinking my realtor is just out there to make some money. But, getting involved with an organization like NAHREP, it pretty much, it bridges that community and like what actually the realtors are doing to help the clients, the community, get into these homes, because it's making a difference, right? And it is not just, hey, I got you this house. There's also changing different policies and helping out that way, right? So,
Right,
so
there's-
people can.
Yeah, like they get involved on a political level as well to
Right.
make sure that they're protecting the interests of the consumer. We have to go on a super short break. I'm like, I don't want to stop because we just got into it. You just dropped a bomb. But we're gonna take a super short break and we'll be right back.
Before we go to a break, there's one thing I want to share with everybody so they can think about it during the break. Hispanic homeownership rate is at 48.4% for 2021 buying power. When we come back, I would like to talk a little bit more about that, but keep that in mind, 48.4%. And we'll come back to that.
All right, we're right back.
We'll be right back.
Hi everyone, I'm Bianca Gonzalez. I'm an escrow officer here at Driggs Title. I have been in the title and escrow industry for about 20 years and an escrow officer for the past 16 years and here at Driggs for the past 3 years. I look forward to closing your transactions, send them my way, and we can get these buyers into their forever home. Thanks for watching Agent Spotlight.
And we're back. Welcome back. I know when we left to the break, Pablo dropped the bomb. 46%, you said, brother?
48.
48.4%, Carlos. The reason why I bring that up, because every year that number, which is the amount of buyers, Hispanic buyers, have been buying. Now, I got to share with you that one of the things that Sergio mentioned was the educational part with NAHREP. We educate our realtors, our lenders, anybody in this industry to understand and comprehend those numbers and how powerful they are. These numbers keep on increasing every year. Now, I don't know if that's not impactful for you, but when it comes to me, I can tell you one thing. Before I even joined NAHREP, I never, ever paid attention to those numbers. Right. Now there's these statistics that come out every year, and it allows us to understand, which is part of the educational part, understand what our market is and how we help our communities.
Mr. Pablo, and I know what I want everybody to understand. There's listeners that are listening today, and hey, they don't know, hey, you know what NAHREP is. And there's also, and some of these listeners are also agents, you know, realtors that service our community, that are like you know, that before they were involved with an organization, you know what I mean? They just thought it was a transaction thing, right? That you would just, you know, these programs, things would just happen. You know, I mean, things would just happen, really. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And, you know, there's people behind that are actually helping or persuading that, you know, these programs advance, and that there's actually funds in our community get served, correct?
And a quick story that I want to share is 15 years ago when my parents bought their first house here in Phoenix, they could not find a real estate agent that spoke Spanish that was able to relate everything to them in Spanish. So here I am, 12 years old, reading a real estate contract. I was literally 12 years old. So you could say I've been in the game for 15 years. But, you know, I was 12 years old reading real estate contracts, translating it to them. And I think that, you know, that was 15 years ago. Fast forward 15 years later, there's obviously a lot more Latinos and Hispanic people buying houses. So there's more of a need, and you've seen it grow. You've seen the amount of real estate agents that speak Spanish grow, and an organization like NAHREP grow, because there is a need for that market.
So that's amazing, man. That's amazing. And then here's the thing: there's a lot of kids still doing that. You know what I mean? But know that that's the reason why there's organizations like NAHREP, that there's Hispanic realtors that are backing them up, that are professionals, right? Which is this, that, you know. Let's go back to the education portion of it. You know, NAHREP, you know, big organization. Are we just local? Are we, you know, what is it?
We're national. We're national, and we work at different levels, you know. Our professionals work at the grassroots, right? Consumer touch. And then we have a big, huge infrastructure that's working on in some of the places that maybe you can't see. but that really matter, like at the at the political level, with the government agencies that really move the needle, right? And these are, you'll know more about these if you join our organization. Locally, we have events, but at the national level, there's gonna be people that you're gonna meet that are really moving the needle at a national level. Working with different parts of lending and real estate and other things that really can switch things in the favor of the Hispanic market.
And with that in mind, my man, I know that there's a couple realtors are listening. They're like, hey, you know what? I want to get involved. I want to know. I want to be like, Pablo. He did it. He didn't really care about the statistics, or I want to know, how I can get involved, maybe at a political level, where maybe I too can poner 2 cents in there, and maybe someday, a program gets moved the right direction because of my help, But I know that there is a couple of events that are coming that people, agents, lenders, anybody in the industry that's looking to get involved with something big, that we can be part of. I know there's going to be recognitions, tell us a little bit about the event. I know all about it because I'm part of it, but I like it for it to come from you guys, right?
And before we go there, Carlos, I just want to make one clarification about politics. NAHREP is not, we're not political based.
Okay.
Like, we're not like, okay, we want to work with all politicians, right, to help move things in the favor of the Hispanic community and the people that have less wealth. Then
I think that's that's the clarity, and thank you very much for that. It's always with having our community in mind and moving the needle in the right direction. Correct. Alrighty. So we have a couple events. There's a couple of events that are coming. One of them is in San Diego, and one of them is here locally, coming up really, really fast. Why don't we start with the local one? Tell us a little bit about what it is. What are we doing then?
Pablo, you want to take it?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sergio. And thank you for making that clarification on policy. It's always a very delicate subject, and people do get confused with that subject. So clarity makes everybody happy. So yes, we don't, we're bipartisan. We don't really go red, blue. We just support everyone who supports our communities, okay? But yes, I would like to throw it out there, Carlos, that we have our actually, this is our second event coming up August 4th. Now, this event is giving recognition. Recognition is important to those who actually put in the work, for those who actually serve our communities. So August 4th, we have put together the top 50 lenders and agents in Maricopa recognition. What that means is that these individuals are high producers that have gone out there to our communities and providing housing, which, as we know, it is the #1 source that we need. We're talking about like rentals and buying and things of that nature, but like you said, we educate our people not to make it a sale, not to be just a paycheck, but to be beyond that. So we have this next event, August 4th, at the Odyssey Aquarium. It is, I dare you that you're watching, if you're not registered yet, I challenge you. If you've never been to our events, I challenge you to attend to one of our events and understand a little bit more about what we are and who we are. But not just that, we also have some amazing guests. I don't know, but they're very inspirational to me, and I'm sure they'll be to you. Sergio, do you want to tell us a little bit about who they are?
Absolutely. We have two of the top producers, not only here locally, but in the country, right? We have the great Ruben Luna and the great Juan Grimaldo as realtors, which they're going to share their story. They're going to share, maybe some nuggets that are going to help you make that jump, right, to the next level.
Yep.
You know what? Right. So we have those two amazing agents, right? We have an agent and a lender also that's going to be there, and we also have an inspirational Latina that's the owner of La Onda Radio. I mean, these are individuals, Carlos, that, you know, they want to go out there because they also have a story like you do, I do, Sergio, and we need that.
You know what? And I was gonna touch on that really quick. A lot of people are listening and they're, you know, agents are like, you know, because I remember starting, you know, back in 2012, end of 2011, starting in the real estate industry. And I would hear these names. I would hear names like, you know, like Ruben Luna, like Juan Grimaldo. And I'd be like, man, like, you know, those guys were not, when am I gonna get to that level? When am I even gonna sit in the round table? You know what I mean? When, you know, when can I shake their hand and say, what's up? You know, this is the time. You know, you are an agent, you know, you want to get involved, you want to, you know, I guess push the needle, you know, jump to that next level. Know that you too can make it possible. I mean, they're producers that own, they're high producers, and they're going to be recognized. You know, they're recognized at a national level, but they're going to get recognized here at a state level. And radio, you know, radio personality that owns a radio station. You know, I mean, that's big. You know, I mean, for those of you that don't know, it costs a lot of money. You know, it's a lot of success. It's all in one building. You know, so you don't want to miss it. Just get involved. You know, how do we get a hold of you, or how do we get registered?
Well, that's very simple. Those, you know, like I said, guys, we have Adrian Castellion, right? We have Juan Grimaldo, Ruben Luna, Laura Madrid, all top producers. You know, obviously entrepreneurship. Now, the great thing about this that I just want to come back to, who is NAHREP? NAHREP is someone who puts together top producers like the ones we just talked about, and not to mention that we still have, you know, the other top 50 that are going to be there. These guys are so humble. They give you the opportunity to ask them questions and they'll give you answers. I mean, just that alone, to me, brings so much value. I tell you what, without an organization like this, you knock on their door, sometimes they're too busy and they're like, hey, I'll get to you whenever I can. So keep that in mind. For registration, tell us more about how to register, Sergio.
To register, you can reach out. You can go on our website, Greater Phoenix, NAHREP Greater Phoenix. You can reach out to Pablo on Messenger, Sergio Rodriguez on Messenger, Carlos, Abel, and we'll point you in the right direction. But the easiest way, go on the website and just go ahead and register.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. You're a consumer, you need to ask your agent, hey, are you part of NAHREP? Are you part of NAHREP? And if you're not, you know, you need to join. Why? Because, you know what I mean, great content, great organization, and you know, and it's advancing our community to push them forward.
Let me share something with you real quick, guys. So NAHREP is becoming so powerful, like we mentioned it earlier. It's not just here at a local level, it's at a national level. There's over 100 chapters, over 40,000 members and increasing, but the power to do business within our network is huge. We get referrals just from a relationship that we build. So that national relationship is also considered here locally. What do I mean by that? More and more people are like, okay, Mr. Pablo Picasso, great. Oh, I see you're part of NAHREP. You know, that brings somebody's attention enough to say, you know what? There's good agents and bad agents. We know this. Good lenders, bad lenders, good everything, right? Because there's the educated ones that are doing things for the right reasons. And then you have the ones who are probably not going to be here next year, right? So when you mingle with people that are part of the community and you keep on hearing, hey, are you part of NAHREP? Or they see your pin, guess what? You wear it con honor, because you know, that lets everybody else know that you have principles, that you are looking for your client's best interest. So when you start hanging around people within our community, guys, I will guarantee you that you're gonna get something good out of it. You will get something good out of it. So again, I challenge anybody who's listening to us now that have never been to one of our events, please show up. Be there. It's gonna be the greatest investment. And if you're already part of NAHREP, you better make sure I see you there.
Hey guys, and one more thing. We haven't even talked about Latitude, which is San Diego, right? Where at that point, there's gonna be many educational classes that you get to choose to participate. It's gonna help grow your business. Not only that, we have a special guest, Pablo. His name is President Barack Obama, right? So can you imagine, we're talking about the strength and the power nationally, for an organization to bring in a speaker like Barack Obama, of which in the past, we've had other speakers like Bill Clinton and George Bush.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a very, very, very powerful organization, and it's member by member. Unity is strength.
Right.
And if we go from 40 to 50, guess what? We might have presidents from other countries coming in.
Yeah. I don't like to just be or in any way just name drop, right, to just solidify how strong we are. But that's amazing. You know what I mean? I just want people to listen today and just kind of like let that sink in a little, right? It's like, okay, there's not just these people that are local level saying, hey, we're amazing. It's no, look, we're doing great things. Why? Because we're being recognized, right? Somebody of that caliber of a speaker to come and speak to our audience, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's, one, everybody knows him. I hope you do.
Right?
I hope you do at some point, right? But, is that he believes, I'm assuming, and you know what I mean, at least, or has researched the organization enough to say, hey, you know what? They're a great organization, or they're an organization that is worthy of me speaking at that level.
One thing that you brought up that it's very, we can talk about all the wonders of, what NAHREP does, the educational part, and all this and that. And, I was one of those who sat there and like, But you know what? The best way, this is it. The best way for you to identify if this is something that's going to work out for you is showing up. Just show up to one of our events. Now, local events, national events are two different things, okay? We have the same mission, but if you give yourself the opportunity, like I said, we can spend hours here talking about what wonderful things it's done for me, you, and everybody else, but the reality is taking action. And this works in anything you do, right? In your business, if you want to be physically fit, whatever it is, it's taking action, just like, hopefully the Nike commercial doesn't get to me, just do it, right? Just do it. I encourage whoever's listening to us, Carlos, to go out there and take action. Attend to one of our events. San Diego, I gotta say, it's one thing that you will never, ever forget. You show up there, I guarantee you're gonna wanna go again. Here at our local levels, same thing. So please just do it.
You know what? And here's the thing. A lot of people are like, and consumers, they're listening. They're like, well, you know what? How does a real estate agent really, gain that knowledge, that market knowledge? You know what I mean? And that is one of the buildings in San Diego that's gonna have tons of that knowledge, right? If I want to say
direct source from the direct source.
Yeah, from the direct source. And here's the thing. It's a Hispanic-oriented organization, right? That speaks to, I mean, obviously we help everybody in all communities, right? But you know what I mean. But it is,
I want to make a clarification on that, Carlos. Yes, we are a Hispanic organization. National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals is our title. However, and the reason I'm going to bring this out briefly is because I get questioned it all the time. You don't have to be Latino to be a part of us, and you don't have to speak Spanish. So if you are someone who serves our community or even want to be part of our community, the doors are wide open and you are welcome.
And we do have to wrap it up, guys, but just I do want to let you guys know, if you guys want to, come to the top 50 event coming up August 4th, Odyssey Aquarium in Scottsdale.
You need to register quick. If you sell out, you need to register quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are selling out, right?
Yeah.
So we're selling out. So or you want to be part of Latitude, right? People are, you just name dropped a couple of people, and you're like, hey, you know what I mean? If these people can bring, President Barack Obama, then I want to go check that out. That's gonna sell out very, very fast as well. I want to encourage you, Pablo Picasso, Sergio Rodriguez, Carlos Estrada, Abel Badillo, just reach out to either one of us. There's also other directors that sit in the board of NAHREP here locally that you can reach out to. You can. I'm assuming you can just Google or Facebook or Instagram NAHREP Greater Phoenix, correct? And then you're gonna find somebody that
They can go to, if they want to look at things here locally and register, go to NAHREPGreaterPhoenix.org. And if you want to look into San Diego, which is latitude, go to NAHREP.org. And keep in mind, we're there to support, whether it's you, Sergio, anyone on our board, part of the committee, we're there to answer questions.
And if you're interested in going to San Diego, please reach out to Greater Phoenix before you do that. We'll guide you in the right direction. You know, because sometimes you can go on the website, you can register, but we want to show you the right way to register.
There you go. I mean, without more ado, you have something to add, man? You were being quiet the past couple of minutes.
I know, which is weird, right? But no, Sergio, Pablo, it was such an honor to have you guys. Just so you guys know, they are president and vice president of NAHREP Greater Phoenix. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to be on our show, and we hope to have you guys back. And you know, throughout the next few episodes, we're gonna update you guys on these events and show you how cool it can be to be part of NAHREP.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And Carlos, congratulations with what you guys are doing, which is informing our communities. You guys keep doing a great job. And to the people who are listening today, guys, I want to get to personally get to know you at one of our events. Please register, connect with us, and you know, once again, thank you for the spot, for listening to us, because you know, you can go out there and be doing other things. So I appreciate it.
Definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, we're gonna wrap up Agent Spotlight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. Talk to you soon.